For the starter this time, we go to Nashville and Guillermo Thomas. He prepares pan-fried soft-shell crawfish with eggplant and a savory lemon butter sauce. The entree is cooked at Norman Van Aken's restaurant in Coral Gables, Florida. It features Key West Yellowtail, served with garlic mashed potatoes and citrus butter sauce. Then the dessert comes from Bacchanalia in Atlanta. Chef owner Anne Quatrano is joined by pastry chef Colleen Hilker to present an upscale Kona coffee ice cream sandwich. The executive chef at the Hermitage Hotel is Guillermo Thomas, fondly known as Willie to his staff. He was born in Spain and raised in Pittsburgh. A Johnson and Wales graduate, he's cooked in Aspen and Cape Cod before coming to Nashville. His first course is fried crawfish with eggplant.
First thing we're going to be doing for this dish is slicing the eggplant rounds and salting them so the bitterness comes out of the eggplant. What you want to do is cut them on the bias, about a 1/8 of an inch thick, just like so. Salt them lightly with kosher salt, both sides.
The eggplant drains for a half an hour.
Okay, the next step is going to be to prep the soft-shell crawfish. On these crawfish, what you want to do is cut the tip of the head off right behind the eyes, and then remove the calcium deposits right behind the head there. Okay, what we want to do with these is just rough chop them.
Rough chopped peeled lemons are used in a butter sauce.
Grab one large shallot, rough chop it. Throw that in the pan also. A 1/4 cup of champagne vinegar. 1 cup of white wine. Got a sprig of tarragon, thyme, and Italian parsley here.
Reduce the liquid by half.
For the seasoned flour, we've got 2 cups of all-purpose flour. 1/8 cup of cayenne pepper. 1/8 cup of Old Bay seasoning. 1/8 cup of kosher salt. 1/8 cup of fresh ground black pepper. 1/8 cup of paprika, and 2 tablespoons of baking powder. Whisk everything together to incorporate all the seasonings into the flour. Once the liquid reduces by half on the lemon butter sauce here, we're going to add a 1/2 cup of heavy cream and let that reduce by half again. Okay, next step, once the cream has reduced by half, is you want to take it off the hot part of the stove, leave it on a real low flame.
Cold butter is cubed and will be incorporated into the sauce.
Then we're just going to whisk them in a few at a time.
In all, a 1/2 pound of butter is added, and the sauce is strained.
Push down on it, all the herbs and the shallots and the lemon to get all the flavor out of them. Then you want to season your sauce to taste with salt and some fresh ground black pepper. Tastes good. What you want to do with this is hold it in a warm area, not too hot, not too cool, otherwise the sauce is going to break. Ideally for us, it's right here on top of the oven.
A garnish for the dish is mixed nuts combined with caramelized sugar and butter. An eggplant slice and the crawfish go into the seasoned flour.
And just coat them with the seasoned flour. And what we're going to do is we're going to put our eggplant in, fry that for about a minute and a half on each side. And put our crawfish in there. These crawfish take about a minute and a half to 2 minutes. You don't want to overcook them or they won't taste as good. Pull them out, put them on a paper towel just to drain some of the excess oil off them. So to assemble the dish, what we want to do is take our eggplant, put it in the middle. Just stack our crawfish up on top of the eggplant, give it a little height. And we'll take our sauce. Drizzle it around the plate, a little bit over the crawfish. Garnish it with our caramelized nuts. And our chive sticks.
In 1997, Norman Van Aken was named Best Chef Southeast by the Beard Society, and his namesake restaurant in the Miami area was named one of America's top tables in Gourmet Magazine's Reader's Poll. What he calls New World cuisine is a celebration of South Florida product, like Key West Yellowtail.
The pan-cooked filet of Key West Yellowtail is a very, very simple Key West sort of dish, and what I wanted to do there was present it with the citrus butter sauce. So I've got an orange butter that I'm going to prepare with a reduction of freshly squeezed orange juice, a little bit of champagne vinegar, some shallots, and some cracked black pepper and bay leaf. And basically what we'll do is we'll put all of these elements into a saucepan or a small saute pan for here, and we'll just reduce this down to get the flavors kind of nicely intense. Okay, for the amount of reduction we have here, we're just going to add about a half a cup of heavy cream or less. We don't want to obscure the flavors of the reduction with too much cream, but we need the liaison between the cream and the butter to hold the sauce together. We go ahead with the addition of the butter, and as ever, it's important that the butter is added just a little bit at a time, so that the butter can be incorporated without breaking.
Half a pound of butter is added and the sauce is strained. The chef prepares the yellowtail.
Okay, The yellowtail is a very delicate fish, and so it sort of needs a little protection from the heat of the pan. And one of the old ways we've done this in Key West for years was to dip it first into flour. And one thing I look for after I dip it in flour is I'll look at the fish to see if there's any scales still on it, because they'll show up a little bit better with the flour on them. They'll sort of show you themselves if you missed them before. This one's good though. And then into just a little beaten egg with a little bit of half and half. And this very golden, lacy sort of exterior later on is how the fish is presented. Back in Key West in the old days, a lot of the local people who are called conchs would eat yellowtail for breakfast. Much the way we eat steak and eggs in the Midwest, yellowtail for breakfast. One of the things I also do is when I flour the fish is I don't want too much flour on it, so I'll give it a little spank just to get the extra flour off there. Again, looking to see if there's any scales. And there's not. You can actually put the fish in the eggs like this and then cover them up 8 hours in advance if you wanted to. It's not going to be a problem for the fish. I think one of the reasons that this dish is one of the most popular dish in the restaurant is the mashed potatoes. What we've got here is a little bit of roasted garlic cloves and a little bit of heavy cream. And all we do is we just take a little bit of the heavy cream and heat them with a little garlic. And we'll set those aside. Once they're nice and warm, we'll set those aside and keep them warm in a place until we're ready to pick up the fish. I've got some potatoes which have been removed of the skins, quartered and steamed, and we keep these warm in a nice warm place, but we do not pre-mash them. Sauteing the yellowtail, it's really important that we have a hot pan, and we use clarified butter in this particular case. One of the few times I do use butter when cooking fish, but I'll show you why too. You want to put just enough butter in there to get the bottom of the pan fully coated, and you can pour back any that's not. And then you take the fish, lift it up, and take the curved side into the pan. It's important that you get that searing effect, because that really is what makes the fish lock its flavors in and gives us that kind of lacy egg coating that we want. Not enough butter will cause the fish to kind of get a little sticking, so I'm going to add just a touch more. And this butter, of course, is very hot right now, so just be careful that you don't splash any toward yourself. When I flip the fish, I'll tip the pan so the butter's away from me and come onto that side right there. Once it's seared on both sides, we'll just drain off the extra butter and go ahead and go into the oven.
The temperature of the oven is about 425 degrees. The fish is warmed for about 6 minutes.
Sometimes, a lot of people won't get yellowtail snapper, so they'll get red snapper or something like that, where the fish could be thicker. So, and we like to cook this yellowtail till it's just barely done. It's not served medium rare like, say, a tuna or swordfish.
The citrus butter sauce is strained and the roasted garlic mashed potatoes are prepared.
We have our warm garlicky cream here. Just scoop that onto them. A little bit of butter, a little bit of salt, and I use sea salt or kosher salt, a little bit of freshly toasted and ground black pepper, and if you like, and we like, a little bit of white truffle oil, and just mash them up. If the texture's a little bit too loose, add a little bit more potato, and if it's too stiff, a little bit more of the garlic cream would be added. And you can use your potato masher or something like that. It doesn't really matter. So, we don't like the potatoes too perfect. Some people even may want to leave the skins on. Now, to make sure that the potatoes are nice and hot, once they're mashed like that for maybe 30 seconds, I toss them back into the oven while I assemble the plate. We've done a little bit of blanched and grilled asparagus spears, which go really with the citrus butter sauce very nicely. take the mashed potatoes, still warm from the oven now, and we'll create our belly. Here's the belly of mashed potatoes. Just put them on there like this. We'll spoon a little bit of the butter sauce down. A little in the potatoes too. And the yellowtail, which we're going to kind of mound over those mashed potatoes to give them that nice big fat belly we're talking about. Then I'm going to garnish with a little bit of blood orange, which can, the blood orange is the juice of which can be used in the reduction as well if you like. And then a little bit of fresh thyme. Thyme goes well with citrus. And there it is.
Bacchanalia is a relaxed operation owned by Ann Quatrano and Clifford Harrison. They cooked in New York and in 1990 both won Rising Star Awards from the Beard Society. In 1997, the restaurant was a gourmet top table winner. Chef Quatrano with Colleen Hilke offers Kona coffee ice cream sandwich.
Okay, go on, you can start. Colleen is making the Kona coffee ice cream. She's adding sugar to the heavy cream and half, as well as vanilla extract and a coarsely ground Kona coffee. We steep the coffee in the heavy cream till it comes up to a boil.
Egg yolks will be combined with the heavy cream.
And the cream comes to a boil. We're going to ladle it one ladle at a time, just to temper the eggs lightly. Pour the entire egg mixture back in to just finish the cooking process. And all I'm doing is turning this lightly. You never want to add any air to your ice cream base. I've turned the heat off and it's just a nice thick custard. We'll strain it through a very fine sieve and we'll freeze it.
A chocolate genoise starts by beating egg yolks and sugar until pale and thick. Bittersweet chocolate is melted in unsalted butter.
We're beating the egg yolks and the sugar until it's very light yellow. Very thick, about double the volume of the original volume.
Sweetened egg whites are beaten to the stiff peak stage.
Right now she's going to fold some flour into her egg and sugar mixture. Going to fold in the chocolate mixture, chocolate and butter into the egg and sugar. Going to fold the chocolate in gently, trying not to lose any of the volume.
The last procedure will be folding the beaten egg whites into this yolk chocolate mixture.
Fold until the egg whites are incorporated. Then she's going to smooth it out onto a sheet pan that has been greased with parchment and then greased on top of the parchment as well.
The batter is smoothed and the cake is baked at 350 degrees for 15 to 20 minutes. The coffee ice cream sits atop a large slice of the sponge cake.
It's okay if it's not exact because we trim it down to size. Place it right on top. Get it?
The sandwich is cut into wedges for presentation.
A little chocolate sauce.